Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today is Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. We got some news to talk about. Didn't have a video yesterday because I was just dead dog tired, and there wasn't much to talk about, but we got a little bit more coming down the pipe today, so let's go ahead and get into some news. First up, check out Francesco Giglio's Transformers Cyberverse artwork. This is probably some of the most beautiful Cyberverse artwork we've seen. For those of you that don't know, Trypticon showed up. No alt mode, just the robot mode, and I love it. I love this thing. I just absolutely loved it. I liked that movie. It was a little slow. There was some pacing issues, but overall it was enjoyable. I really wish we know what Trypticon's alt mode was, because it's really cool. And here we have Swoop, and loved her. Just loved her in the movie, or in the show. I thought she was fantastic. And here is her alt mode. And the backstory of why they have dinosaur modes is really nice. I really like the backstory there. Here is Sludge, and he works well also. I love the head sculpt. And the dino mode, again, equally good. And here's Slug. They actually called him Slug in the show, so I will continue to call him Slug. And Dino Mode. Snarl works well, looks really good. Dino Mode. And here is Volcanicus, their combined mode. And I actually really enjoyed the fact that they had to learn how to be combined. And they had to learn how to work together when they were combined. I thought that was really cool. Now, for those of you that haven't seen the show, Snarl and Slug are the feet down here. Grimlock is the upper torso. Sludge forms the arms like the Mastodon from Power Rangers. And then Swoop forms the back, shoulders, and head. And that works. It works really well, and it looks great on the show. That's it for the artwork, and all of this artwork is just so good. I love it so much. I want Studio Series figures of these guys and gal. I really want Studio Series to pick up Cyberverse. You know, forget the movie. Give me Studio Series of Cyberverse, because this Trypticon deserves a giant figure. It's just so good, and it's the most animated and the most intelligent we have ever seen Trypticon, which is absolutely fantastic. Next up is That Toy Company Gary and Grandus Project Concept Image. This is from the Star Convoy Japanese series. It was a manga only. Now, Gary, I actually owned a knockoff of Gary many, many years ago, and I had no idea that it was a Transformer. Very simple transformation, very simple figure, but if they pull it off, they could be making a really cool third-party figure of Gary. Grandus is just a big old chunk and brick in the original toy, and he's kind of brickish here, but considering he turns into a battleship, I can kind of forgive it. I like the look of the modes here, and yeah, the vehicle mode is still just a giant brick. It's just a giant brick. I mean, there's not much you can do about it. He's a brick that turns into a brick that has guns on it. So, and then there is the Gary in vehicle mode. Again, Gary in vehicle mode is a bit on the brickish side, but that's just the way that's just the design of the toy. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. Still, I'm really interested to see what they do in terms of like quality of the plastic. I really want to know how this comes out. If these guys are just, say, 40 or 50 bucks and they are Voyager class figures, like Gary is maybe a large deluxe and Grandus is a Voyager or Leader class figure, I'm fine with that. They don't need to be gigantic. I'd be perfectly happy with them being a much more manageable size. That would make me happy. It really would. Because Lord knows we're getting a bit too many on the giant figures lately. Next up, Transformers Alliance mobile game has teased a trailer. I'm not going to play the trailer, but it's teased a trailer. I'm Not entirely sure what this game is. It's almost like a Pokemon Go, but for Transformers. It's an AR game. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what to think of it. All right, so we got Optimus Prime, Ironhide, Bumblebee, Jazz, Megatron, Starscream, and Scrapper. That is a weird collection. Okay, Prime, Ironhide, Bumblebee, and Jazz, I get. Megatron, well, Jazz is a little bit out there. Megatron and Starscream, that makes sense. But Scrapper? Let's see if I could find where was Scrapper in this? Okay, there's Scrapper. Yeah, that's Scrapper. It kind of looks like Scoop's alt mode a bit. Yeah, that looks like Scoop. And it looks like they're trying to dance. That's really stupid. And the last bit of news today is this. Keith's Fantasy Club, Raijin and Grand Raijin, aka Powermaster Prime and Super Ginrai and Powermaster Prime. Now, this, I initially was really stoked about this, but the more I look at it, the more I have concerns. I'll talk about those in a minute. First off, the cab mode, it looks pretty clean. It does. It looks pretty darn clean. Nice to see that the arms fold up in the back cleanly. A lot of panels, a lot of folding panels. The trailer, absolutely fantastic. I mean, you couldn't get more G1 accurate, toy G1 accurate than that. The robot mode works well also-ish. I'll talk about that in a minute or two. I think it's okay. There's Haikyuu, or Ginrai. So, and then there's a Coke can, or something that is mildly the same size as a Coca-Cola can. So, cool. That works. In the looks department, I don't have many complaints. And then we've got the combined mode, which is definitely a combined mode. It is bulky in the chest, which I expect. And then, well, all right, base mode. I don't know why they have it combined back here, but there's the base mode. All right, let's talk about my concerns. Now, the first concern I have with all of these images is the plastic doesn't look right. The images are actually really well done. I don't have a problem with the images themselves, but the plastic, if you start to zoom in here, actually, let me open this in another tab. And if you get a clearer look at, you can see, especially right here on the sides, I have a sneaky suspicion this is a prototype, simply because the final figure, I hope, does not have these lines in the plastic, and that's all over on all of these images. The gray plastics look muddied and spotchy in spots. The blue plastics look rough in a way that is a little bit concerning, and the red plastics all have these lines on them. So I'm not sure what would be causing that, other than this is probably a prototype. Also, I don't know, I can't speak to the engineering yet, because nobody's gotten a hold of this set. But I'm worried that the engineering might need another pass, because I see things that worry me not just finish wise, but engineering wise. You got this door, okay, but then you see this fit down here and the fit here. Everything, it is connected, but it's very tiny. These joints, I'm just worried that all of them are going to shatter. And after speaking to my friend Cam, aka Grimlockamus, Naval Commander had that problem, and after seeing Piaw's review, the Ocular Max Star Convoy also had that problem. It's like this plastic is not very strong. It's meant to look good, but not have any real strength to it. Aside from the materials and engineering, I do have a concern with the overall design. I get they're going to be, or trying to be, as Generation 1 accurate as possible, or Master Force accurate as possible. But there's just some bulkiness of this robot mode that's throwing me off. The arms and the legs I think are fine. It's the torso, and specifically it's the chest and the shoulders, I guess you would call them, the area where the arms connect. That panel just looks off to me for some reason, this whole panel. And let me get a bigger image here. Specifically, this section just underneath the armpit, that looks rough from a finishing and engineering standpoint. So that lends credence to my thought that this is a prototype, because when you zoom in, things start looking real rough. Now, the other concern I have has to do with the combined mode. I don't like the proportions of this combined mode. I think the chest is just too chunky. And, I was thinking about this. It's probably because it's been shot on a black background. Because we're losing the definition, especially down at the legs. The shadows that are getting cast down there don't really show how big the legs are compared to the rest of the body. Now, Powermaster Prime was always a little bit off kilter in terms of size and proportionality, and that's obviously reflected here. I don't know what it is. Also, the lack of other details. That's what it is. Besides the crotch, you have no other details, no stickers, no nothing showing off the figure. Again, that leads credence to my thought that this is an engineering sample. So I don't know what to make of that, really. Is this the final product? Is this a sample? I don't know yet. They haven't mentioned anything. I'm interested in finding out, though. Am I going to pick it up? I don't know. I really like the Fans Hobbies version. But, well, you know what? I don't know how much this costs. Let's see if we can find out how much this costs. $150. Holy Toledo, Batman. The inner robot is $150. The trailer is $200. To hell with that. That's $350. No. I am not pre-ordering this based... No. Just no. I'm not doing it. I will let some other reviewer take that hit. Just no. Oh, and then they've also... Oh, I forgot. They also have God Bomber. That's another two. Oh, actually, that's pretty cool. Is that Ocular Max skids, then, that could slide in there? That's legitimately neat. Oh, geez, no, just no. I cannot spend $350 on something unproven. I'm not doing it. Just no. Just no. All right, folks, that's it for today, November 16th, 2021. Let me know what you think of all this stuff down in the comments. Are you willing to drop $350 for an untested, unproven KFC Powermaster Optimus Prime, and then an additional $200 on God Bomber? I'm going to bet no, but it's your money. I'm not telling you what to do. So, folks, as I said, let me know what you think of all this news down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you all later this week.